Hi, Janelle Ryan here from Sky High Coaching. Today, I would like to have a chat with you about how to have an authentic or an assertive or a courageous conversation. Whatever resonates with you, whatever feels right for you. They pretty much all mean the same thing, and that is how to have a conversation where you ask for what you want and what you need, whilst caring about the relationship, caring about what the person sitting across from you wants and needs. As opposed to an aggressive conversation, which you may have instigated, you may have been part of, you may have found yourself in the middle of one day. An aggressive conversation tends to be, this is what I want, this is what I need. I do not care what you want or what you need. This is the way it is. Usually unpleasant for all parties. That's not what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about how to have an assertive conversation to get your needs and wants across and hopefully get them met, while honoring and nurturing the relationship with the person you're having the conversation with, whether it's a personal relationship or a professional relationship. This structure will work in lots of different circumstances, lots of different situations. You just might need to tweak it a little depending on where you are and who you're speaking with. I meet so many people in my role and in my life who tell me they hide what they want and what they need. They hide true feelings. They hide desires. They put up with things. They tolerate situations. They tolerate people. And they do so in professional life and personal life, or either. Maybe they're not putting up with it in one part, but they are in the other. Just have a feel and feel what resonates with you when I talk about that. And I hear this so often that it was the theme of a full weekend workshop I ran in March this year. The theme was find your voice, step into your power and shine your light out into the world. Because I believe if everybody shone their light out into the world would be a much better place. But so often we feel resentful, or we feel frustrated, or we feel unheard, or we feel stuck, and that's a really uncomfortable feeling. That's not a great place to be. And it is possible to have your needs and wants met without creating drama, without creating conflict, because so often that's what we're afraid of, which is why we don't bring these things up with others, because we're afraid it's going to create conflict or drama. So let's get down to the structure. It is a sandwich technique, and you may have heard of a sandwich technique before, you may not have. I've tailored it and tweaked it a little bit so it works for me and it works for my clients. But this is the skeleton or the structure, and you use what you want to use and tweak it as you may, as you like, as will work for your situation. Because that's the beauty of coaching tools, right? Is we have a tool that we can then morph and flex into the situation we're in, but we can use it over and over again for the rest of our lives, which is a beautiful thing about coaching tools. So let's talk about the sandwich technique. Or my sandwich technique. At the top, we have the first layer, which is the bread. And that is the positive message. I'm going to slow myself down. I've jumped straight in, as we all tend to do. I'm human like everybody else. I'm going to slow myself down and take a step back, because actually the first step is setting up the time to have the conversation. So ensuring that everyone's relaxed, ensuring that it's an environment that's conducive to a calm conversation. So not hijacking someone or jumping on someone when they're halfway down the corridor, or they've just come home from work, creating a calm environment to have your conversation. And sometimes it's worth giving the person you want to have the conversation with a bit of a heads up. This is what I would like to speak with you about. So they're not walking in cold, so they know that this is going to be the topic of conversation today. That's up to you. Something I tend to do is let the person know what it will be about. So that's actually step one. We sit down with them and we start our conversation. So the top slice of bread is the top of the sandwich. And that's our positive message. So that's our kickoff message. And it's generally something positive around the working relationship or the personal relationship or the situation. So it might be, this is what I love about working here. This is what I love about our team. This is what I love about you. This is what I love about our relationship. This is what I love about our family. This is what I love about our friendship, ... Because, and be authentic and real, because the reason you're wanting to have this authentic, assertive conversation is because there are things you love about this relationship or this environment or this situation. That's why you want to have this type of conversation. That's why you want to have a calm conversation that honors not only yourself, but honors the other person also. So kick it off that way. This is what I love about us or this situation. Then we go into our message. So that's the filling of the sandwich. This is where we very clearly articulate, this is what I want and this is what I need. Try not to waffle. This is 1 or 2 sentences maximum. Maybe you could push it to 3. Maybe. This whole structure that I'm giving you is very short. Clear, short, concise. It's a very simple format. I'm not saying having the conversation is easy by any stretch of the imagination, because your emotions are going to be behind it, but the actual structure is simple. So the middle or the filling is our message. This is what I want and this is what I need. Then the bottom layer or the next layer or the bread is the because. I call it the because, the reason. And again, it's a positive affirmation. So a positive follow-up, because this is how it supports the vision of the organization, because this is how it will nurture and grow and develop our relationship, because this is what it will do for our family, because this is how it's going to grow my business or your business, or this is how I can support you. So why? How does your need and your want, because remember, we're honoring the other person, how does that highlight, support, develop, grow the situation or the relationship you're in? Then that's the sandwich. Then the last piece is an open-ended question. And this piece is quite important also, because this is the moment where you display, I care what you want and what you need. You're not just saying, this is what I want, and this is what I need, and this is why, this is because. You're then following it up with asking them to join the dialogue, asking them to join the conversation, asking them for feedback. You're asking them, you're displaying to them, I care what you want and what you need, and I want to bring you into this conversation. This is a conversation. So we finish off with an open-ended question, and by that I mean a question that doesn't invite a yes or a no. It invites conversation and dialogue. How do you think this could roll out? How could you see this unfolding? What do you think about what I've just proposed? What's coming up for you right now? How do you feel about my request? Something like that. Whatever's appropriate in your situation. And then this is almost the toughest part. Shut up. You have nothing to apologize for. You don't need to waffle. You don't need to justify your request. You're allowed to ask for what you want and what you need. From this moment forward, you have permission. But we need to embrace the silence, even if that feels uncomfortable. Be prepared before you go in. Understand, be prepared. There may be a prolonged silence at the end while the person across from me processes what I've said and then thinks of a response. There'll be a time lapse, especially if this is new information. So be prepared that there may be a moment or two or three or four or a minute where you may feel a bit uncomfortable in some silence. Wait some more. A little trick, if you need it, is to push your tongue to the top of your mouth. It's really difficult to speak if you have your tongue stuck to the top of your mouth. And then you wait. That person might say they need some more time. That person might say they'll get back to you. That's okay too. Try and agree on a time or a date for that, so it doesn't just roll on and you aren't heard or responded to. There's another key point here that I'd love you to be aware of, and that is at no point in this conversation is the word but used. Or however, you can't replace it. Because we have this, as a society, we have this tendency or this almost a habit that we tell someone something we love about them that's great, or something that makes us happy, and then before we go into what we want or what we need or our core message or our key message, we say almost by habit, but. Think about when you've been on the receiving end of that. I love your management style, but. You're the best partner I've ever had, but. I love that shirt you're wearing, but. Your hair looks great today, but. It puts you on the back foot. And it's almost saying what you just said to me was a lie. Now the real message is coming because that one wasn't it. So lose the but. If you need to pause, pause. So that's what I've got for you today. Some structure around how to have an authentic, assertive, courageous conversation. And this can take courage. If you are not used to asking for what you want or what you need, or if you have in the past and you've been rebuffed, or it has escalated to an aggressive conversation or drama or conflict, this can take courage. And sometimes people will write a script out first and practice it. And another thing you can do is start with something really easy, a really small request that you're pretty sure isn't going to create any conflict, just to start to practice the technique. If you would like some help, please reach out to me. I am here to help you, and I would love more than anything to help you find your voice, step into your power, and shine your light out into the world. Have a really great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.